We're asking people to shelter in place, in other words, to stay indoors with their doors locked and not to open the door for anyone other than a properly identified law enforcement officer, and that applies here in Watertown, where we are right now, and at this point, all of Boston. All of Boston.
Everybody off this street right now, let's go!
You know, we have to treat this like it's a snow day without any snow. All of the area became really a ghost town.
We were going to house after house, clearing them. People were afraid in Watertown. You know, they would see a back door open that they didn't think was open before. We'd go into that house and clear it. People were hearing footsteps in their homes. People were running scared.
Scared because of the shootout overnight.
We have one spotted pinned down.
Left one bomber dead,
And we have another one on the run.
another on the run.
We believe this to be a terrorist. We believe this to be a man who's come here to kill people. We need to get him in custody.
The first explosion happened. About 10 or 15 seconds later, there was a second explosion.
Another ambulance down here at 755 Boylston.
We spent about 10-15 minutes trying to resuscitate this patient. At 1:35 in the morning, he was pronounced.
Who's the dead guy? We got to roll the prints of the dead guy. And I said, you know, find Jeff.
I got an email saying, get the quick capture system ready and meet everybody at the hospital. I actually brought it up to his hand and put his hand on there. And there was an instantaneous hit.
And what came back?
The identification of Tamerlan Tsarnaev.
That's the first time we, standing in the middle of that crime scene, know who they are. You know, we know who the dead guy is, and the fugitive is his brother.
He is dressed in a gray hoodie-type sweatshirt. He's a light-skinned or Caucasian male with longer brown curly hair. You've seen the picture. You all have it. That's the individual that we're looking for at this moment.
And then police got reports from Boston's South Station of a possible pipe bomb and 2 more suspected terrorists.
The decision was made to put the city in lockdown till we figure out what happened.
As the day unfolded, we realized that these 2 individuals had nothing to do with this, that the pipe bomb was not a pipe bomb, and that kind of was foreboding for the rest of the day. One dead end after another.
At one point, the FBI thought it had tracked the younger brother's phone to a location near his college in Massachusetts.
I was on the phone with FBI headquarters, and Director Mueller was on the line. And I said, you know, we don't have the search warrant ready. And I remember him saying to me, he says, well, if you're ready, then you go on my word. And I'm like, okay, roger that, sir. I'm not sure that's ever happened before.
The director of the FBI authorizing a raid without a legal warrant.
That was quite historic, I felt, too, and the right thing to do. When that came up dry, that was yet another, oh my God, moment.
So 6 hours of search and nothing, and about 6 more hours until it begins to get dark again, which gives advantage to suspect number 2.
I lost a lot of people who just kind of really passed out. Some people in the hospital.
From exhaustion?
From exhaustion, absolutely. They were hospitalized from exhaustion. I was a mess. I was done.
As the day was about to end, there was no sign of the fugitive terrorist anywhere in the cordoned-off area. The entire city of Boston still on lockdown.
It became a point of, can we sustain this shelter-in-place order for this major metropolitan area?
In light of the status of the investigation here in Watertown and the developments in the course of the day, the stay indoors request is lifted.
The order to stay indoors has been lifted for the residents there, but they are told to be watchful because the search continues for a dangerous suspect, a long day becoming a long night.
At 6, when the governor lifted the ban, honestly, we didn't know he lifted the ban. All of a sudden, people started coming out of their homes, and we're like, hey, what are you doing?
Evans and his officers were about to head home until this.
911 smash recorder. What's the address of your emergency? 67 Franklin, Watertown.
The home of 66-year-old David Henneberry.
I have a boat in my yard. There's blood all over the inside. There's a person in the boat. Are you sure? I just looked in the boat. 468 Sunnybank. Sir, I have a call from 67 Franklin Street. 67 Franklin. There's a boat in the backyard. There's blood all over the cover, and the RP reports there's a person inside the boat. Hello? Yeah. Can you look at the boat without making yourself noticeable? I can look at it right now. Okay. I'm outside. Go back inside. I can hear the... Don't put yourself in harm's way. Stay away from the boat. I'm not going near the boat. I'm absolutely not going near the boat.
And we were literally the first ones on that boat. I mean, I went on the air and said, we're already here.
What's the guy? Clear the air. I'm in the rear of the yard. I got eyes on the boat. We have to get on. Somebody's poking holes in the roof of the boat.
My worry was, it looked like he was poking with a gun.
Water tank control. There's someone inside. What's the call going to be? Wait for SWAT. Wait for SWAT. They're en route there. Tell them to put a rush on it.
And then everybody was descending on 67 Franklin Street.
On their own, hundreds of agents and police responded to the scene, guns drawn.
And that's when the shot rang out. And I'm like, oh my God.
Shots fired, we have that.
More than 250 shots into the boat itself and dozens more into surrounding homes. This one missed a child's bed. Other rounds smashed into walls, vases, furniture in the homes of neighbors.
Hold fire, hold fire.
You know, I knew we had to stop that firing right away, and right away I'm yelling on my radio and I'm yelling to my guys, and they're yelling,
hold fire.
Hold your fire, hold your fire.
Hold fire, hold fire.
Number one, I didn't want him killed because we didn't know how big a cell and what information we had to gather. And number two, I knew I had policemen all around that boat.
I want all Watertown officers to pull back away from the house, now. All Watertown officers, stay away, pull back from the house immediately. That's all Watertown officers, pull back away from the house immediately.
Only later did police learn that the man in the boat did not have a gun.
Who fired that first shot?
We still don't know. I can honestly say none of the Boston guys ever fired. I had good control over my guys at the scene.
Evans and his officers surrounded the boat as a robot was set in to rip the canvas tarp off the top.
If they're able to successfully rip that off, he'll be fully exposed, okay?
We threw flashbangs into the boat, smoke grenades, and then eventually they negotiated.
We have movement in the boat. He just sat up. He's moving, flailing about, quite a bit of movement.
They were able to talk him, to get him to sit up on the boat.
The suspect in custody.
And then he was taken into custody, and 100% that's our guy.
The younger Tsarnaev was badly injured, but survived. As medics treated him, he asked what happened to his brother. They told him, "You will find out soon enough."
Job well done.
It was the best feeling I've ever had to be out there and to actually see people clapping for police was, you know, something that I've never seen.
102 hours later, from the moment those explosions happened to his capture, that was the longest 102-hour day of our lives, I think.
Whether it was from the bombings to the first responders, the EMS, citizens, to just examples throughout those 5 days of the heroic efforts of everyone involved.
So I was proud to be a member of this department. I was proud to be an American. I was proud that we got the two people responsible for this bombing.